Okay, this is one of 3 small MP3 players which I bought on eBay. I think they're about £6 each. Basically, they've got their own little battery inside them. But what I'm thinking about doing is opening them up and taking the rechargeable battery out of them and not having an internal battery. Then powering them off the USB 5-volt feed which charges it. You can see at the moment I'm charging it up from my computer at the moment on the USB socket. So if I take the case apart and take the battery out, there won't be any risk of overcharging the internal battery if I leave it powered up by a 5-volt supply. Now you can see there's the headphone jack stereo, and I believe when you well, as soon as you flick the on button on here, or on switch, these start playing automatically. So that's quite convenient, because it probably means that if you leave it on in the on position and you just turn the power on, that it will also start playing automatically, which means you don't really have to mess around with the controls. It'll just start playing the files. Now on this I've installed an MP3 file which is custom made for the game I'm doing, and it's over 3 hours long, and it should just play repeatedly, looping it over and over, I would hope. I'll show you what I'm working on. Right, what I've got here is I've got a 50 caliber ammunition box, see, 50 cal, and this is another one of the MP3 players. This is one I already had in fact, and slightly different model, but the same design really. You can see I've got some wires sort of clumsily thrown together on this. In fact, I've not even put 3 wires on, I'm just using 2 at the moment. So it's running sort of in mono. Now these are some amplifiers which I got on eBay as well a while back, with the intention of using them inside radios that I'm going to be making up, World War II radio packs. Now inside the ammo box, this is a unit I was messing around with many years ago. There's a speaker in the end here. See, this is the hinge end of the box. So I just drilled holes in the casing in a reasonable looking pattern, and I've fitted a 4 or 5 inch speaker behind it. Now if I power this up, I'm just going to have to put the camera down. Yeah, so if I power that up as I've just done there, and then flick this amp on, with any luck, if I switch this to on, it should start. Not particularly wonderfully clear, so I'll just turn the volume down. Right, so you got the idea. At the moment I've got one speaker inside the case here, and a separate speaker there. Now they're only about 15 watt speakers. In fact, maximum 15 watts it says there. They could do with being more, because if you look at this, it says 200 plus 200. Basically, they're nice little units. These, they only cost about 11 or 12 pound. All the way from China, delivered to my house. They're quite nice because you can plug in an MP3 player directly in, so you just got to make a simple lead for your MP3 player. Now, if I put some better speakers on this unit, it should get quite loud. In fact, probably louder than I could probably bear being in the same room with. So I'm toying around with getting some metal PA speakers. About, well, I don't want to spend too much money. I'm thinking 25 watt units, which I've seen for about 16-17 pounds. There's a store which I could go and buy about 4 of them off, I suppose. Save postage. Now, say, turn the volume back up again. So if I put proper speakers on this, it'll go considerably louder. So it's basically distant gunfire and explosions and stuff like that. It's not playing particularly clearly on this because the speakers are probably a little bit poor and overworked. This is the scrap dealer where I buy a lot of my metal from. You see, he has all sorts of bits of metal comes in. Sheet, corrugated, box section. This 2-inch box I'm buying for another little project, which you might get a video of at some point. You can see he's got quite a big scrap pile over there. Cars on it, forklift trucks, large pieces of sheet iron, lots of stuff. Well, I've got lots of this pallet wood, and what I'm doing is I'm sawing it up into lengths which are 13 centimeters long, and this wood is actually just under 10 centimeters in width, just under 4 inches wide, this stuff. So I've tried to get pieces which are all about the same. It's all off old scrap pallets, and as I say, I'm sawing it up into pieces like that. Now I'm not going to plane them, just want them left rough cut like that. The parts which are a bit dodgy and got knots in them, they're going to be used down at the bottom. And what I'm building is I'm nailing them together like this. Yeah, so that there will be the base, and this will either be the front or back. You see, I'm making a number of them up, and these are end pieces, and I'm making small wooden crates with them. Yeah, so basically they should look like these, which are on the bonnet of my Jeep. Yeah, so they got rope or heavy string in the ends of them through the 2 holes and knotted on the inside. If I just reach over and grab one of these, this is one of the nicer ones. Yeah, so this is one of my better crates, and basically this is the gold which I'm filling the crates with. So you can see I get them 3 wide and just about 2 high. It's actually made out of steel box section, 2-inch square, and then sprayed up. Now this is actually galvanized box section, so I've also etch primed the metal to try and keep the paint staying on it as well as I can. Yeah, so I better get back to working on these crates because I need quite a few of them. I've got some here on my bonnet. I've got more wood chopped up here ready, more in the process, and I've got 5 more of them here in my living room. Yeah, so at some point I'll decide I've made enough of them, but I think the more I have the better. The only problem is going to be getting them all down to the game.